In order for you to elevate in any area of your life, you have to be able to embrace discomfort. You see, I was able to go from this as a teenager to this as an adult, simply because I learned to embrace discomfort. Now, as a teenager growing up, I was somebody who was always skinny, barely was able to gain any weight or any muscle or anything like that. I mean, I was not working out, so of course it's not gonna happen. However, I looked myself in the mirror one day and I told myself, yo, listen, it's time to change all of this. I've always imagined myself one day being exactly how I look today, but in order for me to get to where I am today, I had to become uncomfortable with being comfortable. Your comfort zone is where you stay stuck at, meaning you can't grow, you can't do nothing. However, when you get onto the other side, when you get onto that uncomfort zone, the place where you're not comfortable anymore, this is where change happens. This is where you see the most growth. Now, me personally, in my story, right, I became uncomfortable in order for me to get comfortable with who I am today. So the work that I put in while I was uncomfortable, when I was doing this, reps of pull-ups, push-ups, dips, muscle-ups, working on my abs, building this aesthetic body that I have today, I was uncomfortable doing that in order for me to become comfortable looking the way I look. You got what I'm saying? Because I'll be honest with you, right? It's not easy to work out as hard as I do. It's not easy to do all of these things. However, the end result is better than the temporary pain I do be feeling when I'm working out. So now let me tell you, this video that I'm making is really about me and also about you, right? Because me, myself, I became good at working out, this and that. There are still areas in my life that I want to elevate at, right? So I'm making this video because I want to be able to, help you and help myself get out of that comfort zone that we seem to be stuck in, right? So me, for an example, right, I go to the gym almost 5 times a week, right? I work out, I do calisthenics, and at the same time, I also record these YouTube videos, because I also want to, become a fitness YouTuber, things like that, right? Basically build my personal brand is what I also want to do. However, in the middle of me doing this, I work 2 jobs, I have 2 jobs that I'm working. And I've been working these jobs for like, a little bit over a year now, right? And I've been feeling like, yeah, I do other things like gym and video, but I also feel very like stuck, with these jobs because, it's not as exciting anymore. It's like, it was never really exciting because this is not what I really wanted to do. But I was just doing that to get by in order for me to pay my bills, things like that. However, I feel like now I am in a place in my life where I am really ready to move past this. You get what I'm saying? So fortunately for me, I had a friend that basically recommended me to become a personal trainer at this gym. It's basically like, a gym where you help clients, reach their personal fitness goal, right? So when I went there today, it was really amazing. The energy there was good, I was put through their own workout. The workout that I normally do is type different from what they had me doing today. But I liked it because that was something that made me get out of my comfort zone, right? I was comfortable with doing pull-ups, push-ups, dips, things like that. But when it got to their own workout, it was something different, I had to do like, push-ups and also like, squats, also like boxing and a whole lot of things that I had to do, right? All in an hour with no break. Like I was looking at myself like, damn, like I didn't even know, like this is, I was like, yo, this is intense. Like this is some crazy workout right here. Like I could be in the gym by with my friends for 4 hours, just working out, doing a whole lot of pull-ups, push-ups, dips, all types of things, right? But now this hour workout right here that I just did, because I never did nothing like that before, that type of workout, it really put me through like intense workout right there. However, like I said, I liked it because it pushed me out of my comfort zone. You got what I'm saying? So I said that to say, like, right now, I'm in the verge of trying to move past, what I got going on right now in terms of, my job. I've always seen myself as somebody who wanted to be in the fitness world anyway, in terms of becoming a personal trainer, helping people, elevate their own fitness level, right? Helping people reach their fitness goal. Like I'm already doing with, YouTube, giving out the free knowledge, the things that I learned on my way up. Now it's time for me to actually start training people on a one-on-one in person. I'm being, given this opportunity for me to be able to do it at a gym. And which for me personally, of course, it's something that's going to challenge me. It's going to challenge me out of my, comfort zone. But anyway, I like it because this is something that's going to help me grow. You got what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's say right now, you are somewhere where you're in your comfort zone, whether that be with your, health, whether that be with your, fitness, whatever it is, right? If you're in your comfort zone and you feel like you're not moving, you're not growing, you're not doing anything, you feel stuck, it's time for you to embrace that discomfort, because that discomfort is what is basically going to help you elevate, And this is something, me personally, I'm already aware of. But like I said, sometimes we procrastinate, because me personally, I procrastinate too sometimes, right? I procrastinate to do the things that I really want to do, because like I said, it's like, one, you can be like, scared to do it, or two, you can just be like so comfortable that it's hard for you to get out of that comfort zone. And this is something that I'm aware of, and I'm trying to definitely work on and move past, because I have fully known now that in order for you to grow in life, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So with that being said, my brothers, and my sisters, right? Basically, in order for you to grow, embrace discomfort with your fitness, with life, with, your personal goals, with your, your health, whatever the case may be, right? Something has to change in order for you to see that side of yourself that you imagine yourself seeing. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, embrace discomfort, and I hope this video right here would help you do that as well. Thank you guys for watching.